Hey everybody, I'm going to keep this video kind of short because my mom is resting. But I said I was going to do a follow-up video with how to relocate a loved one or an elder or a disabled person to another city, country, town. It's not easy when you're relocating someone, so I just want to give you a few pointers when trying to get that in order. So, this point is going to talk about the airlines that we chose. Um, I did some extensive research. I tried to find the company that would best accommodate my mom's needs as far as her relocation. Excuse me. So I started with Delta, and then I went to United, and I ended up going with Southwest. Now, the reason I ended up going with Southwest is because they had a lower fare. Okay, they had a lower fare. That was the first thing, but it was not the main priority. The reason why I chose them is because before I decided for us to make the decision to purchase the tickets, I called in and I talked to someone 2 times in a row because I don't, if something is really important, I call more than once and I ask the same question the same exact way because I want to know if this company has the standards of their employees giving out the same information. It's called research, okay? So I called in twice and I asked them the same exact questions. I asked them, how would my mom be transported? What would need to take place? Do we need any additional information? What type of documents? And the first time I called, the person told me about traveling in a motorized wheelchair, and they asked me about if she had a dry cell battery or a wet battery. The second person didn't ask me any of those questions. So collectively, from 2 to 3 calls, I got some information and I flew into the same exact airport. So when I came out of the level where the planes were, I went to another department back at the front desk and I asked Southwest all the same questions again. I had a wonderful lady. She helped me. She told me everything to do, and she even told me some things that the people on the phone didn't tell me. Okay, so I'm like 4 phone calls in, and one actual person, in the flesh. I try to go around it at all angles because I want to make sure that my mom is accommodated. Now, my mom is in a motorized wheelchair. She has some ailments and things going on with her, so we need to make sure, especially has a very bad back. So I just want to make sure that she's comfortable as can be. And so when we get to the gate today, we had a very nice gentleman drop us off. He was one of our drivers that we hire in Cleveland. He took us there and he stood with us. And I think that was really nice of him because he's a different race and he wanted to make sure that they treated us right because they know how people can be. He didn't say it. It was kind of one of those unspoken things, but I just know he did it because he didn't want to leave my mom. He loved her so much. And these are people who work for her. They love her. So, why not get good care and service? So we got to the Southwest desk at Cleveland Airport, Cleveland Hopkins. And Bob was there, and Bob was very nice. He walked us through everything. He explained everything to us. He told us exactly what was going to happen when we got through the checkpoint. The airport was not very crowded. And then when we got over to security was like so ridiculous. I think that is ridiculous. Now I work in the security field. I work in, and I'm not talking about like no flashlight cop or nothing like that. Like I respect protocols. I respect security breach, non-security breaches, and I respect the whole aspect of being secure. I thrive on like security systems and how they work and stuff like that. I like that. So the security process was just, it was ridiculous. They had all these gadgets and tools. And then when I realized that, what was going on with my mom is they were holding her all up in the air and rubbing her all on her ass and doing all this. And I'm like, are people really smuggling drugs in this country so bad that you gotta sit up here and put someone who's disabled through all of this extra bullshit just to get them through the security? I mean, they got 5 and 6 different type of wands. They want to wipe your shoes. They want to touch your toes. They want to touch your toes through your shoes. They want to do all of this stuff. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And meanwhile, I'm like, where's my laptop? They done took my laptop off and they done took it down there on the side somewhere and they running stuff all across it, and that type of stuff gets on my nerves because I don't think that you're looking for something. I think that you're inputting something into my system. When people do that and put all them chemicals on stuff, I don't like that. So I'm like, this is an extensive process, but we got through it, teamwork, and we stuck it out and we got on through. Got us something to eat, and then we went over to the gate, and we went to the gate, the desk closest to the gate that we were leaving from, and the guy was nice there, and everything and all was well. Now, here's where my problem lies, and this is a really big problem for me, and I am calling Southwest Airlines out on this because I think that this is outrageous. So we're sitting there minding our own business, and 2 guys come up to us. Now, they're walking around looking like, who are they supposed to be helping? And I know that they're supposed to be helping us. So I'm just sitting there minding my business, and the man comes up and say, are y'all going to Baltimore? Okay, first of all, if you coming from a company and you work for Southwest and you come up to us, you're supposed to say, hello, my name is, I am here to do this for you. Don't just walk up on people and say, hello, y'all going to Baltimore? No, we're not going to Baltimore. So I said, no. And he said, Nashville? I said, no. And I said, we're going to Houston. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like when people don't come correct like that. Don't do that petty stuff with us. We paid good money for these tickets, and we've been going through it all this time to make this work. And then here you come with these 2 idiots, and I'm going to tell you why they idiots. So the guy was just kind of like standoffish, and then he kept asking me if my mom could walk. Now, like I say, I've been living in Houston for 10 years. My mom been living in Ohio, all her life. So I'm not around her every day, but I am fully aware of her medical records and all of her illnesses. And so, no, my mom does not walk. She is bound to a wheelchair. My mom will get up and she can hop from one place to another, from one chair to a different one. But as far as like standing up and taking steps, no, my mom doesn't do that. So, he was like, well, what's going on? And can she walk? And asking these questions. And I'm like, I just don't like the way this is going, but I'm just gonna roll with it. So we finally get to the gate, and I guess this guy wanted to fucking flex on me, like showing his authority. He was like, you have an attitude problem, and every single person that you've come in contact with has said you had an attitude problem. You're a liar. You lied. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this mother is really talking to me crazy. And I'm like, I'm trying to get my mom somewhere. You're not gonna do this to me. Because I have been faithful to helping my mom and doing everything that I have to do. And we're not going to get all the way to this point and you cut the fool on me because you want to flex? Baby, let me explain something to you. I'm very educated. I know when I'm being rude to someone and I know when I'm not, okay? This man asked me a question, I answered a question. He want to know if my mom can get up and walk on the plane. And my mom told me before we even went through all of this, she was like, I'm nervous. I don't want to do this. I don't want to walk, like a long distance. Are they going to make me walk? And I was like, no, Ma. Every single person that we've asked said that all you'll have to do is hop out of one chair and go to the next. It's like an aisle chair and they'll move you wherever you're going. You know what I'm saying? But, I just didn't like the way this dude was talking to me. And then he was like, I'm threatening not to let y'all on here. Like, really? I mean, he really tried to make it seem like we was making some type of scene or someone was being just rude and obstructive to him or something, And I just don't like that. I don't like when men start talking to women like that. And I'm just glad this situation didn't turn out the way that it could have, because if my mom wasn't sick, I probably would have cussed that man out. Because who the fuck are you to tell me what I'm supposed to do and how to talk to you? You know what I'm saying? This is a business. I paid y'all. Y'all didn't give me no $600 for no flight. I gave it to you. So I didn't like that, and the man was flexing and stuff. And then this is what else I didn't like. when I stayed out there in the hallway and I looked at his name, I said, "Sir, who are you? You need to, like chill out or whatever. Nobody's being rude towards you." I said, "All is well." I said, "I spoke to a lot of people and everyone keeps telling me different things. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm on the same page with y'all. That's it." Well, this and this and this and that. And he steady talking all loud. And the other guy kept saying, like, "Just leave it alone. It's not that serious." And he was like, "She lied. Her mom can't walk." I was just like, this is really ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And so I turn around and I look at the other two men standing there and I said, "Well, who is this guy's boss?" They turned around and looked the other fucking way. And that turned out to be the pilot. Integrity doesn't go far when you're a jackass. And I was really disappointed in Southwest. And I said I was going to come on here and tell the truth. Because I believe in telling the truth about what happened. Regardless of the outcome, I'm going to tell you the truth. If I'm in the wrong, I'll tell you. Am I a direct person? When you ask me a question, I'm going to answer the question that you gave me. I'm not going to tell you and give you no free information. People don't do that. Is the sky blue? Yes. Is the sky orange? No. I'm not about to tell you, well, sometimes it can be orange if, sometimes if you look at it this way. No, we're not doing all of that. I just try to keep it all the way good. So we got my mom off the plane, and I'm going to tell you this. There was a lady named Marcella. There was a lady named Marcella when we landed in Houston. And Marcella came up, and she just was like, "I want to apologize." She was like, "We have no control over what they do over here." She was like, "And we were concerned about putting her in an aisle seat because you can, hurt the person's back, and we know, blah, blah, blah." And I told her, I said, I appreciate everything that you did. We didn't have any problem with it. I said the only thing is that I don't take well to people talking to me like I'm ignorant or talking to me in some type of authority like they birthed me. I only got one mama. You can't talk to me like that. I'm a grown woman. I paid the way. You understand me? So she told me she apologized, and they called some people to help us, and they brought the chair around for her. They put her in the chair, and my mom got up and walked. I was happy for her, but she's so tired right now. She don't even know I'm recording this. So, I know my mother's health. You ain't got to know it. Shit, it ain't for you to know. So that man, I keep telling myself I was going to let it go. Because Marcella, she really picked up the ball. I'm talking about he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball so far, it's buried 6 feet. But she picked it up and she got them to help us and she got them to bring the chair around. And the pilot who took his head and turned it the other way when I was asking someone for help on finding out who this man's boss was, then all of a sudden he wanted to become involved. Go sit your ass down somewhere. You flew the plane. And then my mom still told him, like, "Thank you. It was a nice plane ride." And he was like, "Well, I got a lot of practice." And I'm thinking to myself, every time we took off, I was like, this is rough. And every time we landed, I was like, this is rough. I've been on Spirit Airlines who've had great takeoffs and great landings. And it's Spirit, and it's like 3 times cheaper. So, I just think today was only by God's grace that we made it this far, because between the asshole who was threatening to tell someone that we couldn't board because of some type of insubordination, like we was in jail or in high school or some shit, I just didn't understand it, man. I don't like people who flex on me like that. So, since you decided to flex on me, sir, I'm flexing on you because I am going to let everyone, and also Spirit Airlines, know that your ass clowned. You clowned today. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. So you all be careful when you're picking the airlines. I'm not telling you not to fly Spirit because Southwest or Spirit. I don't tell people who to fly and who not to fly because I think it depends on who you are and what your economic standing is. Sometimes you can reach for big goals, sometimes you can't. And in this situation, this is a medium goal. Because even if we would have flew any other airlines, it would have been a straight flight, but we would have had to come all the way in the bush, and that takes time. At 5 o'clock, that's not a good look. So I did it at Hobby, and that resulted in me flying Southwest. I fly the airlines according to my needs. I knew that we needed a bigger plane. That's why I looked up the 737. I check my stuff like that. Like, people should check them things when they want to go places and do things, So I thank y'all for listening. I said I was going to follow up and let y'all know how it went. And that's what happened today. That's really what happened. So it was just an odd situation, but I just, how some people look at you like they just don't like you because you are who you are in your skin. My hair is curly. I'm natural. I'm smart and I'm outspoken, and I'm going to continue to be that way. And I don't care if the man at Southwest or whoever else don't like it. It's not for you to like. This is my life and it's for me. Now, unfortunately, you use your little job to have some type of authority over people that you believe that you have, and that's a shame. And I realized that when the other guy told him, hey, just, let it go. Let it go. Whatever his name was, let it go. But I didn't seen petty at its finest today with Southwest, and I've seen the best customer service that I've ever seen as well. So sometimes you got to take the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I got all of it today. So Southwest, I do thank you for a safe arrival of my mother. I thank Marcella on Southwest. I think that Marcella deserves a promotion. She deserves a raise. That was Marcella that flew today. I can't remember our flight number, but we stopped in Nashville. We went from Cleveland to Nashville and Nashville to Houston. And her name is Marcella, and she saved Southwest's ass today. She really did, because I was like, immediately I picked up my phone and I started writing stuff down. I was like, call this person, contact this office, and I'm still probably going to do it, but I just want to talk about it, for that person that didn't do good. Other than that, their customer service was phenomenal today. I'm talking about all the way from the gate all the way to the landing, except for the jackass and a couple other people that had little attitudes because they saw him catch an attitude. And sometimes when you see people do that in team settings, that person that they following is the person that been on the job the longest, and they feel like they can do what he do because he's a jackass. I really hope that guy finds some place where he can work, where he can be a patient person, because I know jobs can be stressful, especially ones like that working in the airport. But if you snap on people like that, that's crazy, because if I would have been a man, I probably would have whooped his ass. Like, just real talk. Because you don't talk to people like that. You don't be disrespectful. So, and it burned me up like for a whole hour. I was upset about it. I kept trying to stay positive because I was trying to look good for my mom. But that pissed me off like all the way. It was disrespect at its finest. So, that's my review for part 2 of how to relocate a disabled loved one. I don't know if y'all got any questions, you can ask me. I really don't have too much to talk about with this one because I said what I had to say. So I feel like y'all can talk amongst yourselves. But I don't, I'll answer general questions. But as far as this diplomatic feeling that I have about this situation, it's not going nowhere. Because I don't think that the world needs more disrespect. I don't think that it's okay for women to disrespect women, women to disrespect men, men to disrespect men, men to disrespect women, people, child, kids. I hate disrespect. I think it's just so disrespectful. So I love y'all, and I got my mom here. That's the most important thing. But it was a thing, and I kept thinking to myself, like, what if I wasn't as well known about certain things as I am? This would have been some crazy stuff. And people, when they see you and they know that you're knowledgeable about something, they don't like that. Especially white men don't like that about black women sometimes. And you can tell this one didn't. He didn't like it. So, I think he got a little bit of racism deep down in his heart. Well, hell, it came out today, so it can't be that deep and buried. But y'all get the point. I don't like people like that, man. I just feel so sorry for him. And after I got mad, because he got mad at me, and then I got mad too. After I got mad, like, in the inside, because I just kept saying, well, I just want to be on the same page, and, just let it go. I just kept saying that to myself. And then in the inside, I just was like, I really hope this guy have a good rest of his day, because apparently something is bottling him up and eating him alive. I don't know if he got a good life or not, but he ain't want nobody else to have one today. But bitch, I still got it.